Hey, Alex from Live School here. I wanted to share something we've been working on with you. This is Drum Bus XL. We wanted to take the ease of drum processing that Drum Bus gives you, but make it extra large. We've thrown in a few extra features I reach for constantly, whether it's for my own productions or mixing for clients. And for anyone who cares about the stuff as much as I do, I've made all of the frequency splits phase neutral. That's before processing. Once you've got a basic setup dialed in using the boom controls, then the randomize function opens up some pretty wild territory. Let's jump in and take a look. All right, here we are with Drum Bus XL. Here's a lovely decap beat, obviously very punchy and wonderful by itself. And I'm going to switch on Drum Bus XL with some settings already dialed in. All right, so hopefully you can tell it sounds pretty hench. So what we'll do is I'm going to open up our snapshots here, and I've made this one, which is all off. This is basically your initialized preset. And then we're going to start dialing in the various sections. Now, what I like to do first is sort out the boom. So we've created a subharmonic resonator. This will effectively transform any low information content into kind of like an 808 type situation. We've made this boom sensor, so this will change the kind of frequency at which it is that the signal's been sent to the resonators. Once you've dialed that in, then we can adjust the note that's played. So we'll start off on an F, which is probably too high for me. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Let's turn on the boom. Decay time is going to be the length of the note. Here we go. So this one's sitting nicely around this kind of E flat, D sharp situation. With this beat, there's a really nice thick kick. So we're finding the boom anywhere between 70 hertz and lower. So this is actually fine as is. We can go lower just to make sure snare doesn't accidentally catch it. This is working great for me. Boom Fuzz is going to add a little bit of distortion to your boom note. Boom Pulse is going to give you a fluttering effect, and this is the speed of that pulse. Pretty hideous. Next, we're going to jump up into our punch section. This is a variety of different things happening. We've got multiband transient shaping, we've got low-end shelving, we've got some compression and some clipping. It's all being dialed in, so you don't have to worry about all the intricacies. You just turn up the punch dial. Tight is going to tighten up your drums, believe it or not. I find usually a little bit of both works quite nicely for me. And then if we're missing a little bit of top end, you'll see the last macro over here, which is air. So bring in some air. Utilizing these three macros here is going to help you create broad tone differences, but also really bring out the slap and punch of your drums. So have a play around and see what results you get. Next, we're going to move on to the drive section. This is a 3-band drive, so everything is phase neutral when turned off. And then once you start bringing in drive, obviously that will impart some phase in the different bands. You'll notice that no matter how much I'm driving this, nothing is going into the red. I've built in a clipper at the end of this chain, so you can drive this really hard before anything too naughty happens. But obviously listen out for some distortion. Let's bring the drives down for a moment here. I'm going to take a look at Destroy, aptly colored bright for danger. This has a very interesting, unique effect. It's not just your generic distortion. user cases. Who knows who might want to do that, but I certainly had fun sound designing this one. Really nice to automate on at the end of drum phrases, get a little bit of excitement on your fills. Lastly, we have the drum rooms. So I've built this where we've got a variety of drums, which you can, a variety of drum rooms that you can pick from over here. And this is going to be your global send amount. Got your classic tight spaces, your drum studios, and then some interesting sound design choices for you as well. Let's take this and place it onto another type of drum beat. Once we start, we're always going to go initialize, dial in the boom amount, and I'm going to show you some fun we can have using the randomize feature. For those of you that don't happen to have subs in your studio, I'm going to put an EQ8 here so we can take a look at the sub frequency come through. There she is. For this beat, I don't think we need a big 808 thing happening here, so I'm going to bring the decay down quite a bit. Now that our boom section's sorted, I'm going to have a play with the randomize feature. This has been set up so you dial in your boom. The boom won't be affected by the randomization, but everything else will, aside from destroy, because obviously that could cause a bit of a jump scare. What I like to do is mess around with the randomization and hear something that I didn't really expect and then dial it back into something a little bit less extreme. Let's play this one for a second. Let's bring the pulse off. It's not something I want in this drum beat. I'm going to bring the room down a little bit. Less low drive. There you go, guys. Drum Bus XL. Let us know how you go with it. I've had a lot of fun building it, and I hope you have a lot of fun playing with it. Take care.